And this is what I call the Manic manifester. And you're gonna know right away if this is you. This is the person who is like, oh my God, Gabby, I'm reading all the books and I'm like doing all the meditations and I'm like mantras, and I'm like feeling really good, but like I'm just not attracting what I want. Do you know who you are?
Gabby Bernstein, a role model for spiritual seekers.
I just feel there's something within me. I've been doing a lot of work myself, and I think there's a lot of things, especially where you've been talking about the inner child, that's something from my childhood that's keeping... I don't know what it is. There's something really strong in me that feels like that.
So we all have something from our... Here, I'm not minimizing this. We all have a lot from our childhood that blocks us from what we desire, period. Got it? Everybody with me? We all have a lot that we are carrying around. That's my next book. Hold on to your seatbelt. Don't pee your pants. It's coming, okay? And so I'm not minimizing this at all. But if we have a desire that's as strong as it is, and we can feel it, she has a strong, strong desire, and I feel it, I want you to give it up and give it over and let it go and just open your heart to what's possible, to creative solutions for becoming a mother.
And I don't know how to do that. That is the thing. I don't know how to, because I try and let it go, and I think I'm going to live my life.
I'm not suggesting that you let go of the dream.
Yeah.
I'm suggesting you let go of the how.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, as I shared with you tonight, the universe has a plan far greater than yours. And so there is a how to a child that may just be different than the one that you thought of. And I didn't tell you the story of my friend to say, oh, go get an egg donor. That's not what I was saying at all. What I was telling you is this thing that she decided that had to require of her to have the openness and the willingness to change her perspective, allowed her to have a child that became exactly who she knew he should be. And so it wasn't what her plan was. And it unfolded to the child that was hers. And so my hope for you is to just release the plan and the how. Yeah. You sound like a planner here.
Sorry?
You're a bit of a planner, huh? Yeah. Just open up to the idea that I'm willing to release the plan. That's enough right now. I'm willing to release the plan.
The secret to prayer is to forget what you think you need. And so what happens a lot is when we want something so badly, we get so attached to the outcome. And we get so attached to what we think we need. And that attachment and that obsession and that constant, I'm manifesting, is the opposite of manifesting, because ultimately what we're doing is bringing more attention to the fact that we don't have it yet. And so I really want to give you the opportunity to give yourself permission to accept that good things can come to you easily. And I want you to make this your mantra. I am worthy of feeling good. I'm worthy of feeling good. I'm worthy of feeling good. And so in those moments when you think you're obsessing, remind yourself that you're worthy of feeling good and reach for the good feeling emotion and know that the good feeling emotion that we just escalated in this room is how we manifest. And the thing is, guys, we're all super attractors. Every one of us in this room, every being in the world is a super attractor, but many of us just forgot. And so when we forget that we're a super attractor, we're pretty much doing all the things that are the opposite of being in alignment with our super attractor energy, and we block it. And I actually did this thing where I surveyed my Instagram audience, and I asked them, how many of you feel as though you're blocking your manifesting power? 96% said yes. Who in this room feels like you're blocking your manifesting power? Yeah, I can kind of see you. Yes, everybody's hands are up. Okay, thank you. So if you feel that feeling of you're blocking your manifesting power, let's begin by calling that out and getting super clear about what's up, okay? What is up with that? There's one big way that we block our manifesting power, particularly those of us in these spiritual rooms. And this is what I call the Manic manifester. And you're gonna know right away if this is you. This is the person who is like, oh my God, Gabby, I'm reading all the books and I'm like doing all the meditations and I'm like mantras, and I'm like feeling really good, but I'm just not attracting what I want. Do you know who you are? I can only see the front row, but there were some honest people here. Yes, okay, good. So that manic energy, like, is that sexy? Like, no. Absolutely not. It's not sexy, it's not drawing you towards it, it's deflecting you. So it's the same way we're deflecting the love and the support of the universe when we're in that manic state of having to make it happen and forcing it to happen and trying to control the circumstances. That's that manic state that keeps us stuck, okay? So we're gonna work on that tonight. Okay. And then there's the pusher. The pusher is the person who believes that if I don't make it happen, it will never happen. Pushers in the house? Yeah. If I'm not forcing it into being, then it will not be. This is the opposite of a super attractor energy. This is an energy that is forceful, that is pushy, that is frantic, that is chaotic, that's probably making lots of mistakes and forcing and trying to make it happen. And also, this is an energy of someone who feels very alone because they don't recognize that there is support around them and they don't allow that support into their life. And I know this intimately because I am a former pusher. Not anymore. Now I'm a chiller.
Let's just take a quick break to talk about how I can help you more with manifesting. If you're enjoying this video and you want to take your manifestations to the absolute next level, click the link in the description below and get my 2 free manifesting meditations. These are my absolute best manifesting meditations. I'm literally giving them to you for free. Click the link in my description.
I want to encourage you to think of an area of your life where you're clutching and you're holding on so tightly. Do you know that area? Anyone? How does that feel? Not so good. No. What? Stuck, yeah. Stuck. It's not a good feeling to be stuck in the energy of holding on and grasping and controlling something that's something we want really badly. And so I'm going to ask you tonight to offer it up, to give it over, to ask the universe to reveal signs to you that you're on the right track. Every time in my life when I've made that commitment and I've asked for that guidance has come back to me tenfold. I remember when I was about 6 books in, I don't know, I guess I was 35 or something, I'm 36 years old at that point, and I was out on this major book tour all over Europe, and I was writing the next book while I was on the plane to this book, and I was really burning out. And at the time, if you've read Happy Days, you know I was really struggling with dissociated trauma. I didn't know what was actually going on and why I was a workaholic and why I was pushing and controlling. And so I was really suffering. And I remember I had to get to Germany to go give a talk, and then got off the stage in Germany, and I got on a plane to London, and I was the last speaker on the stage, and I just bombed, like the speaker before me, it's not his fault. I bombed, and then I left that stage, and when I say bombed, like my energy just wasn't in the elevated place. And I got off that stage, and I got on another plane all the way back to Canada, and I'm bummed, because I want to be of service. I want to show up at my highest capacity, but my world was crumbling from the inside out. And I just was like hand in my head, and I remember looking down and crying, and I just said, universe, I need a sign that I am being guided and supported. And I got to Canada, and I rushed from the airport back into another backstage area, and I'm backstage, and I'm sitting in the green room. Nobody else is around because I'm the last person to go on the stage that night. And I'm sitting there, and I feel this energy come through me, this angelic presence. And it feels as though I have these angel wings just coming through me from behind. And I breathe, and I can just see this presence of this angel. And I stand on the stage, I step out onto the stage, and I felt this energy and these wings as if they were expanding across the stage, holding me and guiding me. And it felt so elevating, and I felt so connected again. And I got off stage, and I felt really good. And I started to gather my things to get back on another plane, and there was a friend of mine's husband was in the room with me. We're the only ones left. Everybody had left the building. And he sees this charm on the table, and he picks it up, and he's like, what's this? And he says, you know, Gabby, I don't know why, but I think this is for you. And he hands me this charm. And it's a little angel wing.
And on the back of the angel wing, it says believe. And I looked at him, I'm like, yeah, man, that's totally for me. A year later, I went back to Canada to give another talk. And I was sitting behind a table giving a book signing. And this young woman runs up to me and she's like, Gabby, I saw you talk in Canada last year. It was so amazing. And I just couldn't find you at the end. But I wanted you to know I left you this charm. It's an angel wing that says, believe. It's right here. Too bad you can't see it. It's an angel wing that says, believe.
And then the next question I have for you is, when you're thinking about manifestation and calling in new things, are some of you manic manifesting? So this is really important. Are some of you those folks who are like, I've got the list, I've got the vision board, I've said it 1,000 times, I told all my friends I want him, I know exactly what he looks like, and I feel like he's with me, and we're walking down the street together holding hands? You know who you are. You know who you are, right? You know exactly who you are. Look, there's nothing wrong with being clear. There's nothing wrong with being clear, but more importantly, I want you to be clear about how you want to feel, and I want you to just feel it. It's not about having the vision board that's perfect. It's not about having the most amazing list. You can do all that work. You can get clear. You can be, and if anyone doesn't know what a vision board, it's a beautiful board where you put all of your images of what you want, and plenty of people spend a lot of time on that board, but they don't get into the energy of what it feels like. And so they spend a lot of time with the list, and they spend a lot of time with the board, and they spend a lot of time talking about it, but they don't assume the energy of what it feels like to be in that manifestation now. So rather than focusing on that manic manifesting, first and foremost, get honest if you are one of them. If you are, please raise your hands now. Manic manifestors, just get honest, people. Get your hands up. Manic manifestors. So you're reading the books, you're doing the work, you think, but your energy, what's your energy like? Scream it to me. What's your energy like? Frantic? What was that? When, you're saying when. Got it, yes, okay. What is your energy saying when? Your energy's needy, right? It's controlling. It's manipulative. It's frightened. It's chaotic. What does that girl look like on a date? So what is your energy doing? How is your manic manifesting affecting your genuine manifestation? So I want you to get clear about that.
So how do we know when to surrender? Every day. Every day. What I believe is I believe in action. I am an action taker. I'm not an avoider. I make things happen. I take action. But whenever I'm taking action from a place of forceful nature or making something happen, it never, ever, ever works. Thankfully, I have a husband who reminds me of that every day. But what I believe in is spiritually aligned action. So taking action from a place of prayer, taking action from a place of meditative state, taking action from a place of allowing the channeling of an inner wisdom to come forth. So practice the prayers and the meditations in this book and start to practice taking action from that place, and you'll begin to see things really speed up for you in a different way than they ever have before. But the thing is, I want to really point out that I took this spiritually aligned action method to make this happen, or actually to allow this to happen. And here are the steps. The first step of the spiritually aligned action method is to make sure that your desire is backed with love and service. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, I want to lose some weight. How is that backed with love and service? Well, think about it this way. When you lose that weight, you'll feel better. Your gut will be less inflamed. You'll have more energy to spend with your children. You'll be able to walk faster down the street and feel energized in an exercise. You'll be able to bring more positive energy to the world because you feel physically better. Does that make sense? It's backed with love and service. So all of your desires can be backed with love and service when you tune into that. When it's not backed with, I need this to feel good. You with me? Good. So that's step one. And then in my case, I was backed with love and service. I wanted to get this message out into a bigger way so that there is a bigger healing for a new generation of seekers. It was loud and clear for me. So the second step is to
really allow yourself to believe that there is a higher power, that there is an energy that's moving beyond your own. And when we allow that belief system to settle in, what happens is that we take our hands off the wheel, that we release that negativity and that focus and that attention and that desire to push and force and make things happen. And so in that state of spiritually aligned action, we now feel good enough and feel ready to take the next step in our journey. And so that's the third step, which is to take the action from a place of spiritual alignment, to make sure you're feeling good, to make sure you are released, and to make sure that you don't have an agenda. And then the final step is to be patient. You with me on that one? Everyone's always like, patience. Wow. Okay. So patience is so crucial to allowing. And when we're in that presence of patience, we can start to feel the guidance of a higher power. We can start to feel the presence of our guides and angels and ancestors and family members, or the energy of the universe. And tonight I actually wanted to give you a great opportunity to start to tap into that energy of the universe and feel that connection. Are you open to that? Because when you have that connection, that's when you know that your desire is backed with service and love. You can believe that there is energy beyond your own helping you move through things. You can take action from a place of spiritual alignment, and you can be patient. As A Course in Miracles says, those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait, and wait without anxiety.
If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.